Glenn, you're now appointed to the FA Commission. Can you tell me a little bit about how you perceive that taking place? What your role will be?
Well, I'm delighted that I've been asked by Greg to join the Commission. I think what we're looking to do is to try and implement as much ideas that we can put across to the FA, how we're going to improve their chances at senior level. There's a short term to it and there's a long term to it. The long term is about possibly changing the generation of footballers and how we implement certain things that are going to improve that base. We've always had an opportunity of bringing talent through, but it's the base. We need to bring more players of the Jack Wilshere, if you like, or Barkley, that sort of talent. We need to really sort of get 15 or 16 of them coming through. And there's a lot of ideas I've got that I want to put to the Commission, and then the Commission then can go to the FA and it's got to be implemented by people in the FA. But I'm excited about having an input with this sort of think tank that is needed. Let's face it, the game, the England team needs more options over the next coming years, and I think this Commission can give them that. We won't get everything across the line, the ideas that we got, but as long as it improves it in a small percentage even, it's worth doing.
Having worked with your own academy, how achievable is it to groom young players in the fine arts of the game, the way they do in Spain and Germany, and bring them all the way through the system?
Yeah, I think that is the long term that we're looking for. My academy was for 18 to 21-year-olds, and I saw how much they improved in a very short period of time. So that encourages me to say that if you can get the kids at an earlier age, from sort of 8 to 16, I do believe that at that age group, you can, if you're putting the right coaching into them or the right teaching and development into them, they'll learn even quicker, and it'll become a part of their armour as a player. I think that can be changed. These things can be changed and implemented quicker maybe than what Greg is talking about. He's chosen 2022 as a World Cup that we've got to identify, that we've got to be ready to have an onslaught and win. And the Euros in 2020. I think we can probably bring that, personally I think we can bring that forward a little bit because of what I've seen and experienced with my own academy. As I said, at 18, which is hard. Sometimes these players were released from clubs and we sort of had to dismantle them in many ways and then build them up again and improve them as players. And it happened quicker than I thought it was going to happen as well. So we got quite a lot of players back, probably about 17 players back into the leagues around Europe. But it proved to me that to develop a player, they can improve very quickly.
So you've got that one aspect. The other big aspect of this whole commission is how do you curtail the import of foreign players?
That is the big question, and it really is a big question. I think everyone will see that percentages are going against us for the future of our football and our national team. If it gets more and more, I think it's 38%, 32% even now. So if that gets less and less in the coming years, we have got a major problem. And this is what the Commission is about. We've got to come up with ideas of maybe how we can change that. It does need to be changed. I think there's problems. There's work permit situations. There's government scenarios that might need changing. One of the things is we've got a great brand in the Premier League, but it's the money is what's bringing these foreigners, a lot of the foreigners, to our game, and actually stopping and blocking the youngsters, the English youngsters getting their opportunities. The Championship is becoming very important as a vehicle to groom these English players as well. So we have to look at that as well. The Championship, not just the Premier League, but how we're dealing with the Championship needs to be looked at from this Commission to see if we can improve the ideals of these youngsters actually performing in there to get. I mean, look at Sturridge, look at Wilshere, look at Barkley. They all spent time on loans, at different clubs, and I think more and more are going into the Championships to get that experience.
Can I ask you the most difficult question? And it's about the elephant in the room, or put it another way, the elephant that's not going to be in the room, the Premier League. How is this Commission going to operate if the Premier League are not part of it?
Which it's slightly disappointing that they're not saying that they're going to join the commission, although they've said they'll look at things and support the commission on whatever we come up with. We would like, obviously, them to have been on board, but it's a political thing at the moment. So slightly disappointing, but I'm sure that, for the good of the game, for the good of the English senior team going forward, I'm sure they'll have a say and they'll help going forward. There's no doubt about that. Maybe we've got to speak to the owners. Maybe we've got to speak to the chairman. That's an option that we might look to do. But it is. We would like every football league are involved. There's individuals involved, but the Premier League is something that we would like on board. If they're not going to come on board, I'm pretty sure they'll help out in any which way, because it's to benefit English football at the end of the day. We know that best foreigners coming into the country are going to enhance our youngsters. They're bringing, I brought Ruud Gullit to Chelsea, the likes of Zola when he came, and Bergkamp and Henry, all these players. When the best come, you enhance the opportunity of improving your young players. But I'm afraid the balance is it's gone too far one way. And we have to address that, but we need support and we need help. The FA need help in getting those new rules, if you like, or ideas across the line. And I think it might even become at government level.
The FA have been full of good intentions in the past, produced many blueprints, been kicked in the long grass and gathering dust. You've met Greg Dyke once or twice. What makes him different, do you think, that he could actually achieve something? Well,
that's why I was impressed with him. He asked me to meet him probably about 3 months ago now, to pick my brains on a few ideas. And in meeting him, I saw instantly somebody that was not going into the FA to wear the badge and the blazer. He was going in there to try and make a difference. He's come out with a vision, and that vision I agree with to a degree. I think we can bring it forward, but at least he's coming out with a vision of trying to build something to give the England team the best possible chance to win a trophy. And it's not on his watch. He's going to have 4 years as chairman. He's saying that these things are going to happen further down the line. So again, it gave me the feeling that this guy wants to do something about it. He's run big businesses before, He knows the media scenario, which he's going to have to face and is facing now. So this commission, when I was asked to come on it with Greg, was right down my street. I'm doing things personally. Over the last few years, I've been doing my academy, but now I'm doing other things that are grassroots related. And I'm looking already to see if I can, with my input as an individual, to change and improve youngsters playing. So a lot of the synergies were there for me to say yes, I'm up for this, and it's a nice way for me to try and, even if it's a small percentage of trying to change the game and trying to, improve our situation.
Life has funny twists and turns, and by sheer coincidence, you get this call up just as you're launching your own search for a new generation of football stars. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, and it was coincidence. We've been a year down the road working on this. I've got a new sports website that we brought out, Zapstarz.com, which on it is Zapstarz. And Zapstarz is a competition that we're looking to run to improve new generations of footballers from 8 to 16. Excuse me. And this has been really sort of something we've worked on over a year, and I'm passionate about it. It's intriguing that Greg's come along and asked me to help try and change the long term as well as the short term. This could be a part of it as well. Also on the site, we're looking to do a Glen Hoddle wall. I truly believe that we can change a generation of kids by playing against the wall. There's so many missed generations have missed out playing against a wall. That's all I did as a kid. And, even when I was at Tottenham, associated at Tottenham for 5 years, from 11 to 15 or 16, we played against the wall. Every training session was against the wall for hour after hour. I did it myself when I went home. These, kids can't play against the wall anymore. They don't play against the wall anymore. They've got, computers that they play on. There's nowhere out there to play against the wall that's safe. So, I'm looking at something that can be put into the garden, can be played at your social club, at your clubs. A wall is fascinating to me because all you need is a football and time and dedication, and you will improve as a footballer no end. And that's what we're running on our website as well. So it's these two things have coincidentally come around at the very same time. Greg has said, "Do you want to have some input in this commission?"
Well, I do hope your wall helps players become two-footed and improves their skills, but I hope you don't run up against a brick wall with your commission.
Well, that's very true, and I think even if we get, there could be numerous things, 20 to 30 ideas and rules and things that we've tried to. If we get 10% of them through, 5%, as long as there's a way of improving it, we will come up against obstacles. I'm pretty sure, whether it's financial or political. But I think this commission will have an opportunity to certainly improve the long-term opportunity to win a trophy at senior level.
Let's hope we win a World Cup, Glenn.
That would be nice.
Thank you.